He's back! So I released my first game the other day, and honestly speaking, I'm proud of myself. So the game name is Grieve. It's available on Steam and on the Epic Game Store if you want to check it out. I'm not going to release financial numbers, but I had around 750 wishlists on launch day on Steam and around 70 wishlist on the Epic Game Store. I put the game on the Epic Game Store 2 weeks before launch day, so I'm not really surprised about the wishlist number. And for Steam's wishlist, I got around 300 wishlists from Steam's Next Fest on February 2022. And I got most of my remaining wishlist in the last 4 months. Yes, I marketed the game really late. Anyways, the journey has been crazy. Let's start from the beginning, shall we?
In the beginning, yeah,
Listen properly.
in the beginning, yeah, in the beginning, in the beginning, in the beginning.
All jokes aside, I started learning game dev 2019. At the time, I had a laptop that could barely render a 3D environment at 30 FPS. So I stuck to learning the basics like animation, blueprint, and debugging. At the time, I was building my project up with animations, sounds, and honestly, whatever assets I could get my hands on. I didn't really have a game plan or a game design document. I was just going with the flow and adding whatever mechanic I could copy from tutorials on YouTube. Mid 2020 came around and I had saved up some money to get myself a PC with decent specs so I could start working on the 3D aspect of my game. During this stage, I realized that game dev isn't for the weak because I had to set up a Steam page, I had to learn 3D modeling, design, animation, and all that. But I had hope. And what hope did I have, you may ask? Well, I thought if I released my first game, I was going to make $1 million.
Oh, no.
Yes, you heard me right. I thought I was going to make it out of the trenches with this one, but I didn't. Not yet, at least, because your boy is still cooking an update, so stay tuned. Anyways, throughout mid-2020 to mid-2023, I kept on developing and I worked alone and I paid for everything myself. And I also got denied a mega grant 7 times. Do you know how bad your game has to be to get denied 7 times? That's crazy. Not my game though. Anyways, I was fully self-funded and that empowered me to be flexible with my time and to work with ease. So what lessons and tips would I like to share with you guys? Well, number 1, just because someone uses an asset that is free or available for sale to the public doesn't make their game an asset flip. Not everyone has access to the right amount of funding, so if you tell someone to not be a game developer just because they are using assets or they can't fund their game properly, I feel like that's an ignorant thing to say. Obviously, there are different sides to it, but I won't go in depth in this video. Number 2, no one cares if you worked solo. If they don't like your game, they won't like it even if you tell them you worked on it solo. There's a misconception that if you tell someone you worked on your game solo, they will like it more. But honestly, they won't. They might buy it to support you, but if they didn't like it at first, they won't like it if you told them you worked on it alone. Number 3 is don't listen to the haters. Another misconception people have is you should always take feedback, blah, 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 blah. Yes, you should take feedback, but there's a difference from someone giving you feedback and someone insulting your work. Again, I won't go in depth in this video, but you get the point. And last but not the least, number 4, the most important lesson, and make sure, and I mean it, make sure you check my game out. The game name is Grieve. There's a link in the description. With all seriousness though, solo game dev is cool, and if you're a solo game dev, you have my respect. Even if you don't work solo, you still have my respect. Anyways, I plan on releasing on PlayStation, and I'm currently working on a huge update as well, so please subscribe and like this video to support and keep up.